do you want to roast my personal brand?
Oh my God, please give it a rest. When you're creating content, you have to be strategic before you're creative. I've never been a confident person growing up, but now I am confident with my personal brand because I have tried and failed.
Yeah.
You have to try and fail. If you're prepared to fail, then you're prepared to build that confidence.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Yorkshire Business Podcast. Today I'm sitting down with Charley. I'm going to let Charley introduce herself because she'll do a much better job than I will. But for now, my name's Chloe, I'm the founder of One Source HR, and I'm the host of the Yorkshire Business Podcast.
I'm Charley. I am a marketing manager. I work for a marketing agency in Sheffield. To be honest, my main focus is personal branding. That's pretty much around about what I do, personal branding and marketing strategy, and then focus a little bit on emails and all the other stuff part of an agency, really.
Yeah, fab. Sounds great. Are you allowed to talk about the agency you work for on this podcast?
Yeah. So I work for Example Marketing. We're a digital marketing agency. We kind of focus, to be honest, around the whole of South Yorkshire, working for different businesses and different industries. We're not specific to a specific industry. We like working with a variety, getting used to loads of different industries, different people, different kinds of businesses, different sizes as well, so that we can get used to working with different people and seeing what works properly for some people and not for others.
Yeah, sounds good. So you said your main focus is kind of personal brand, and that's really good because that's what we're here to talk about today. We'll wait till we get a bit more on in the episode before I say, do you want to roast my personal brand? What do you think of it? But I guess for people who have maybe heard the term but are unfamiliar with the concept or don't really know what it means, what does the term personal brand mean to you?
Personal branding, it's a term that's just been coined on social media. It's a roundabout way, it is just the way you present yourself online. It's nothing fancy, it doesn't need to be complicated, and often the term scares people away. Like if you say to someone, oh, build a personal brand, most people are like, oh no, I'm not doing that, that sounds scary because it sounds formal. Building a personal brand isn't formal, it's just showing up digitally with intention. In a roundabout way, that is literally it. It doesn't have to be this big extravagant idea like building a business brand. Yeah, don't get me wrong, you need strategy behind it, but it is just you with intention on a platform. That's literally it.
Yeah, and I think when people hear the term now, they do kind of associate it with marketing and like showing up online, but we all have a personal brand in terms of how people perceive us in the real world, not online as well. As I were developing through kind of management and into leadership, one of the pieces of feedback I had earlier on in my career was being aware of your personal brand, and that was way before I was showing up anywhere on the internet.
Yeah, it is the way you conduct yourself, and it's how people translate real life you to online you. It is quite plain and simple. It's just you as an individual, but it's an intentional perception of you. It's not, when you think about a personal brand, it's not, hey, this is me and every single part of me. If it's every single part of you, kudos, because that is a lot. But when you're thinking about a personal brand, it's what parts of you do you want to show? What parts of you do you need to show as well? Like if you run a business, you have your own business, you don't need to show every single part of your personality to benefit you and your personal brand. Same with me. I post a lot, and don't get me wrong, I share a lot online, but there is not a single person that will see every single part of me online because my personal brand doesn't need that to be effective.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key thing. It's just how it translates from in real life to online, and that it's coherent. That's all you need, really.
Yeah. So what kind of motivated you to start curating your personal brand online? Because you did that before you started working for a marketing agency, right?
Yeah, I did. So it was an accident. I'm going to be honest. Like it was I didn't realise I was creating a personal brand when I started to create my brand. It was a complete accident. I was at university, I studied politics. I was set up to do a master's and I dropped out, didn't know what I was supposed to do. I was working at Notty House, the pie pub in Sheffield. So if you don't know it, get to know. It's so good. I was working at a pie pub and then I was like, I need a job. Essentially, I was like, I need a job. And I thought, everyone says to post on LinkedIn when you need a job. It's a job platform, realistically, that people see it as a professional platform.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd just introduce myself and hope for the best. Started speaking to a few recruiters and then was like just building who I am there. But I was posting maybe like once a month when I first started building it. Started then moving over to Cavendish, which was like my first probably like adult job per se. My first adult job as a sales and marketing exec. And that did require networking. And I probably started to build the brand when I started networking because it went hand in hand. You posted events you went to. And I think through that, I started to realise people are starting to know who I am. I know now what I need to do to make more people know who I am. So I just started posting more.
Yeah.
But it wasn't intentional to start with. It was just, hi, my name's Charlie, I need a job. That is literally how it started.
Yeah. And then obviously your dog came along and stole the show.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it is bad. Like, more people know who my dog is than they know me. I had someone come up to me at networking saying, your dog's called Norman. And I was like, yeah, they are. And then they asked me what my name was. I was like, you know my dog's name and you don't know who I am. That's really embarrassing. But it happens a lot. But also, he is a very big part of my life, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And it's a talking point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it now your personal brand or Norman's personal brand?
That is true. It's a question that I don't want the answer to because, to be honest, if it probably will turn out to be his, but it's fine if he wants to be the moneymaker, to be honest.
Yeah, if you want to be the breadwinner, you can get out. I'll buy you a coat.
As soon as he starts paying rent, he can take the name.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I say that to my dog as well about, listen, I pay for the biscuits and the rent. You just live here. Yeah, it's interesting that your personal brand, it's kind of been important to the roles that you've done, but I think it's a mistake that I see people make when they go into employment. They think that the showing up online and the personal brand stuff doesn't matter anymore, or they're not sure what to talk about anymore because they're employed by a business and they're worried about how they represent the business. And I think it's a little bit like your network. It's no good doing all the networking and then dropping off a cliff. Like, a network is something that you have to nurture long term. Somebody that you meet one year might not become valuable per se to you for 5, 6, 7 years. You have to nurture that relationship. And it's similar with personal brand. If you build it up, you get a job or get clients or get success off the back of it, but then you neglect it, when it comes to you needing to leverage that again, you can't expect that you're going to be able to jump back in at the same place and benefit from it. It's something that you've got to nurture all the time. Do you agree? 100%
agree. But I also think as well, your personal brand changes throughout. It's adaptable. Everyone always thinks that you have to have this niche, you have to stick to this niche. It changes. I've probably changed my personal brand strategy. I have one now, but I didn't before.
Yeah.
Maybe like 5 or 6 times. But that's fine because it's a journey. And personal branding is a journey. It's a compound channel. It's not a performance place. It will compound and you'll gradually build the impact. That's what you need to view it as. If you view it as, oh, I'm going to post today and then get something right now, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
But same with jobs. If your business is not your brand, it's really not. If you're a founder, yeah, more so. But as an employee, make yourself irreplaceable. Make yourself valuable to that business. If you've got a brand, you're bringing in leads, you're bringing in business because of you as an individual person. They're not going to replace you. I mean, they can, but they probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because you're irreplaceable. You're bringing additional assets that are second to none, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I think something that you've said there about like the personal brand being you or not being you, the business brand being or not being you, it is something that I'm starting to become kind of hyper aware of as my business grows. Yeah, there's a nice logo somewhere in the background, but the business brand is me. Like, I am the brand, I am the face of that. And it's kind of like, how do you start to separate yourself from the business's brand so that it can continue to flourish and grow without you constantly having to be kind of the face of it? And particularly if you want to diversify or, you know, do new projects, move into different kind of markets, and you're really well known for one thing, it's how do you start to separate that?
It is difficult. I'm not going to sit here plain and simple and say that it's
Yeah.
easy, because it is difficult. But when you've got to separate that, it depends on the size of your business, if I'm completely honest. Like, if you've got a business brand and you've got a company that's got 50 employees, that's super easy to separate yourself if that needs be. Or if you're one person or like 2 people, 3 people, it is hard to change the face, but you have to do it gradually. You bring in new things, you bring in different messaging. Your tone of voice should be different to your business tone of voice.
Yeah.
Your business should be, in a roundabout way, a little bit more professional. And it doesn't have to be, but it should be separate from you. And then your personal brand is you as an individual, what you can add value to. Your business is what your business adds value to. It's different. And I think if you want to then diversify as an individual, you can do that, because your brand is established with its own personality. And although you might be the face, the messaging might be slightly different, the tone of voice is probably slightly different. It is difficult when you're the person writing the content.
Yeah.
But that's where you start to learn copywriting, just how you want the brand to be perceived first yourself.
Yeah.
And it does come down to objectives. Like, if you're thinking about why you're building your personal brand versus your business brand, your why for your personal brand is and definitely should be different to why you're building your business brand. You could have brand awareness, opportunities, networking, building leads, and then your business is, again, brand awareness, but it's brand awareness for a business, for the business name, for the services. And then you've got your personal brand. It's 2 separate things.
Yeah. I think that's maybe a mistake that startups and founder-led businesses, not a mistake, but it's something that they're not aware of or they overlook, because quite often the personal brand and the business brand are so intertwined. They're almost like one of the same, and there isn't that awareness there that you can separate it or you should separate it.
Yeah. Some it does support it. Like, so I'm not gonna like say no, because it does. Sometimes that is the right way to go, but it is dependent upon the business. And a lot of the time, and what I say to all of our clients is, you've got your personal brands that support. No, you've got your personal brands, and then you've got your business brand, and your business brand supports the people. The people don't support the business. It's the different way. Everyone always thinks that, oh, you should have individuals to support the business. I think it's the other way around. At the end of the day, people want to buy from people. So why are you pushing a faceless brand versus individuals?
Yeah.
I always say to people, build your brand like you're building a reality TV show. Like, build it like it's the Kardashians, right? You've got Chloe, Courtney, you've got the 5 sisters. They've all got different personalities. So you've got, you've got Courtney, she's a health freak. She is all about wellness and like calmness, all that sort of stuff. And then you've got Kim, who is like a businesswoman. I don't know how else to say this, but a boss bitch, basically.
Yeah.
That's the way that I perceive it, because you've got these different people, but they're all bringing attraction to the Kardashians as an umbrella brand.
Yeah.
That's how you should be building a business. You've got characters, so your employees, who support the business name.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The business is the name, the umbrella, and then you've got all the individuals who are going to bring in those different groups. And especially when you've got different target audiences, you'll bring in those people individually. And then you've not got to worry about the diversification between your brand. You've got individual, like my network's different to Elliot's.
Yeah.
We bring different things to example. We bring in very different leads because we're different people. And that's exactly the way it should be.
Yeah.
The same people Elliot attracts is not the same as me.
Yeah.
For good reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and there'll be people that kind of click with you and wouldn't click with him, and kind of vice versa, isn't there? Like, you're not everybody's cup of tea. And I think that's something through building kind of my personal brand. I've been really open with kind of experiences that I've had, what's led me to this point in my career, why I kind of specialise in some of the areas that I do. I'm passionate about what I do, and it's not always a topic that people are comfortable kind of listening to. And I've had people say to me, like, aren't you worried that people won't want to work with you because you talk about X, Y, and Z? And my answer to that is, like, no, not really, because they're not my people. If they don't like the things that I talk about, then that's fine. There's clearly no business to be done.
You wouldn't enjoy working with them.
Exactly. We wouldn't have the same morals, the same values. It wouldn't be an exciting kind of partnership to go into. I don't want to sell to people who don't want to buy from me.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we work with loads of different clients. Obviously, we're an agency. There are some people that would work best with me and like the way that I write, the way that I create content. But there are some people that would work best with Mel, who creates her style of content. She's obviously a videographer. She does cinematic content. It's very different styles to how we work and how we create. Similarly with Elliot, like he's the business owner at the end of the day. He's naturally going to work better with business owners, heads of the business, whereas I work better with the managers and, to be honest, the females. It works a lot better because you know, girls need them. You need to tell a girl that her hair looks nice, and that her makeup looks
look good.
great.
You've got to change it a bit before we set this rolling.
I don't know. They've got a piece of hair in the middle of their face. I can't imagine Elliot turning around and being like, "You've smudged your lipstick."
Yeah,
it's the kind of people that you need, and it's personalities that you work with.
Yeah.
But also, you need to enjoy your work as much as they're going to enjoy working with you.
Yeah.
So if that means you only work with certain people, you only work with certain people. But then that's also why you build a brand.
Yeah.
Because you're qualifying leads before they even approach you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good way to think about it, actually. You know, you've already done some of the legwork, because actually there's a portion of people that aren't going to contact you based on your personal brand. Yeah, that's interesting. I think coming back to what you were saying about when you're building your personal brand, you know, you don't have to share everything about yourself. I think that's something that people are afraid of. Like, there's the professional them, and then there's the them. I don't think you should necessarily be hiding authentically who you are, but there are some parts of yourself that they're not for public consumption. Like, you are allowed to have a private life and a personal brand. But then there are some people who share and share and share. Do you think there's a line where possibly people overshare?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I think often that comes with people not knowing why they have a brand.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, you can have sorry, weird word. You can have a really good personal brand without it being effective because you have no strategy. So if you've got your end goal, why you're creating it, what you want from your brand, it's a lot easier to know what parts of your personality qualify to get you to that point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things about me that are great, but I don't share them online because they don't benefit my end goal.
Yeah.
If I need leads and I want, I don't know, to grow my network in marketing, and I want, I don't know, what else do I want from my brand? If I want certain things from my brand, there are a lot of parts of me that are not going to benefit that.
Yeah.
So I don't need to share it.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, every post has to have a purpose. And if it doesn't have a purpose, what's the point? You're just throwing things into the void. It's filler and it's a waste of time. You need to have a strategy to it to make it actually effective.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, build it to start with, put things out there. When you get comfortable, start to create a strategy, make it meaningful. Yeah. And I think that's where people go wrong all the time. They don't know what they're creating and why. So then they try and copy other people, and then it becomes this kind of like performative authenticity, which isn't actually real.
Yeah.
Performative authenticity is one of the biggest issues with personal branding now, because everyone's told you have to be authentic, you have to do this, you have to be yourself. It's not important a lot of the time, because it's either too much content, it can be quite miserable. A lot of people share negative stories because they think that's how they show a lesson, or they post something that's too happy, and it's not real. They try and overperform to be authentic, and that's not real. And then that's where you lose the trust from that. And I think it is one of the biggest issues with personal branding, is people lose the line between their actual authenticity and being too performative, that you don't even know what's real anymore. And then you're just oversharing.
Yeah. I think it's making me think of like TikTok stuff, right? So a couple of my friends, they're like making money off TikTok now, which to me, I'm just like, wow, like go you, that's amazing. One of them, she's a singer, and she like live streams some of her gigs that she does. I mean, you can tell I'm not a TikToker, can't you? She live streams some of her gigs, and then people watch, but then loads of people watch at the end where she's just like nattering away and putting her cables away and like packing all of her kit up. Like, they absolutely live for that and are sending her roses and all sorts of stuff, whatever you do on there. Because she is just like herself. She is being authentic. She's not telling like sad stories about her life or celebrating massive wins. And, you know, I've been on there and there's people where it's like, how have they got 500 people watching them sweep the floor and talk about
it's because it's
their
relatable.
kids' sleep last night?
Yeah. It literally is. Like, I'm sorry, but every single week, if you're getting the biggest lead of your life and you've had the best revenue you've ever had, every single week, oh my God, please give it a rest. Talk about, I don't know, you spilled coffee on your trousers and you rolled out of bed and you didn't have time to do your makeup. That's the sort of stuff that, yeah, it doesn't really mean a lot to a brand, but it means a lot to you as an individual.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You have to be relatable. And if you're relatable with the small things, people will start to trust you more.
Yeah, it's all about trust, isn't it? Like, you're building that connection with your audience. They almost feel like they know you and they like you before they've even reached out and had a full-blown conversation with you. And, like, on LinkedIn, I always tell people, like, try not to focus on the vanity metrics, and we all fall foul to it. Like, when my content is bombing, obviously it does make you feel like crap, like you're doing something wrong, it's not great, you're not getting all the vanity metrics. But actually, people that have bought from me through LinkedIn, they don't engage with my content. They don't like it, they don't comment on it. They're just there in the background kind of consuming it, but I'm still building that trust with them because they're getting to know me as a person.
Yeah, 100%. Like, 50 of the right followers is better than 500 of the wrong ones. Yeah. You can have, I don't know, 100 impressions, but if that one person that liked it is a qualified lead, that's enough. Yeah. If you worked and you got a lead and you converted it, but you only got one like off that post, but that one post got you that client, you're fine. Yeah. Like, that's valuable to you. And that post would mean more to me than a post that I got 100 likes on but got me 0 clients, got me 0 anything. Yeah. That's the important thing. You need to be making it for the right people. Yeah. And although you might be getting less impressions, less followers, your account might not be growing as much, if that is the right people and you've got a small network of the right people, your brand is effective. Yeah. You have influencers that have thousands and thousands of followers. Someone literally connected with me the other day that had 30,000 followers, but he's getting 4 likes on a post. It's because his audience doesn't match his content. Yeah. And that's the key thing. Once it matches and you're coherent throughout the whole of your brand, including new followers, old followers, you will get the engagement, but you'll also get the leads and the benefit from it. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, like you said, you're focusing too much on like vanity metrics and impressions. Focus on the people that are regularly engaging. Mm-hmm. If you've got someone that is liking every single post that you put out, message them. Yeah. Thanks so much. Love you. Let's be best friends. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. I literally message people all the time. Mm-hmm. I use every single part of my platform, like the inbox. I connect with people. I send any new connection, I will send a message. Like, without a doubt, I'll do it every time. And if you're not doing that, you will fall short because people aren't engaged with you. Yeah. Like, I'm immediately building a relationship. Yeah. but I'm not sending a great to connect. It's more personal.
Yeah.
If I'm connecting to a marketer, I'll be like, great to have more marketers in my network. What do you do?
Yeah.
Is it graphics? Can you teach me?
I think it's important as well to do that, because there can be that disconnect no matter how much you try and get a personality across online, unless you are personally introducing yourself with new people to your network. It doesn't always translate. Like, I know for a fact that people think, they meet me and they tell me like, oh, you're so friendly, you're so much nicer than I thought you were going to be. And I was like, oh, you don't think I'm a nice person? And they're like, no, it's just that you post about really serious stuff, so I just thought you'd be really, really serious. Whereas actually, yes, the work is serious, but I'm really down to earth. And let's face it, that's one of the reasons that I do this podcast, so I can speak to people and people can hear me and see me and know that I'm a nice person, I'm easy to chat to. I'm dealing with difficult problems that takes a really huge level of trust for people to come to me in the first place. So if they can know I'm a nice person, that's going to happen faster than if they don't see me talking at all.
Yeah, I think that's really like impressive, to be honest, that you've noticed that as well. I get the same thing, but I've always had the issue of, I'm 24, I've only just become a marketing manager, so people wouldn't take me seriously, but also I'm blonde.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, my hair colour does suit me. I am so ditzy, but I can also be serious and professional, but I don't get that across very well sometimes, and I find that balance difficult. Like, my post writing, when I write content, is quite serious, but when I talk, like my probation video, I went and bought myself a cake. Like that, I'm not serious doing that. But trying to get the balance of your personality is really key.
Yeah.
But also be able to people to take you seriously.
Yeah.
But also to understand the value in you as an individual.
Yeah.
It is a really hard balance to follow.
Yeah, it is. And I think, you know, you do have to separate as well that you're not gonna overcome everybody's biases and perceptions of you and stereotypes. I get it all the time now. Like, people outright ask me like how old I am and how long I've been doing stuff, and when it's like clients, I do answer it and give them reassurance around it, but I look younger than I am, and that makes them question my credibility. Now, that's a bias, because no matter whether I was 5 years younger than what I actually am or what they perceive me to be, it doesn't mean that I still haven't had that concentrated level of experience to make sure that I do a really good job in whatever I'm doing. But then there's other people where they're not so blatant with it. I'll give you an example. So I went to a networking event over the last couple of weeks, and a woman who'd been a really senior manager, like in a sector that I'm just kind of breaking into and doing some work in, she came up to me and offered, oh, the next time you're delivering training in that environment, you can invite me along, and I'll be happy to come and observe you and give you some feedback. And I just thought, that is so weird. And I sat and thought about it for ages, and I was like, that's just kind of her bias or stereotype. She's perceived me as being quite young.
Patronising, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and therefore not being able to hold a level of authority in the environment I was operating in, which is really not true at all and doesn't coincide with the feedback that I've had about the work that I've done. But I've had a couple of things like that. Like, I had someone that I met who said to me, oh, they could introduce me to somebody who could be a mentor for me. And I was like, that's nice. Like, I don't think I don't know everything. I'm going to go through my career and have different mentors for different things at different stages. But at no point did I say to this woman, I was looking for a mentor, so therefore, why would she offer that? And it's really interesting now, actually, because she offered to introduce me to somebody who could be a mentor in like the DEI space, who now works in a business that is currently going through an employment tribunal for sexual harassment at work. So I was driving along the other day, and I was thinking, definitely didn't need that mentor. Maybe it could have been the other way around. But I think there are always going to be people who apply, either blatantly or not blatantly, stereotypes and assumptions to what they see with their eyes.
Yeah. I completely agree. Like, if I turn around to people and tell them that I studied politics, everyone literally is like, oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I'm interested in it, don't get me wrong. I love writing, I love politics. I did well at uni. But realistically, I'm a nerd. Like, I know I'm a nerd. I love it. I love Marvel. I love anything geeky. Like, throw it my way. I just don't look like that.
Yeah.
And people don't take that perception of me at all. But
Yeah.
if you asked me about international relations with America or China or anything like that, that is like my kettle of fish. I find it so interesting.
Yeah.
But no one ever expects that of me, because I am in marketing. People always think, oh my God, TikTok. No, I don't just make TikToks.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, I'm not inherently creative.
Yeah.
And I did struggle with that when I was creating a brand. I'm not a creative person. I am a strategic person, I think, in theory and methodically. Creative comes second. And I'm a very firm believer in, when you're creating content, you have to be strategic before you're creative for it to be effective.
Yeah.
Because you can have the best idea in the world, but if it's not relevant, it will flop.
Yeah.
So if you're strategic, you think about why you're doing it, you can create something that will fit that, and it might not be this amazing, incredible idea that's super, super creative, but it will be effective because it's the right thing for that audience. And I think that's the thing, like, you get so misjudged, and I say it to people all the time, you put out there what you want to put out there, and if you want people to have a certain perception of you, create that perception yourself. People can only take what you give them, but also no one can judge you unless you give them the power to, realistically. So if you can turn around and say, actually, no, like, I am actually really intelligent, but that's just not for you to know.
Yeah.
I just don't waste my time with it, to be honest. So that's where I see that balance.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like a really mature perspective to have as well. And yeah, it's good. So I think kind of like wrapping up a little bit, I think we've talked about a portion of people who are creating a personal brand, founders who have a personal brand and want to separate that kind of personal brand and business brand. Now, there's a portion of people that probably really want to go out and do the work and have a personal brand, but they don't know where to start. There's barriers for them. I think you'll know better than me. For me, I think the main barrier is in their mind, like they're afraid. It's that being afraid of perception that people are going to have of them. What advice would you give them to overcome that barrier and just start?
I would agree. I think there's so many barriers to creating a brand, from confidence to knowing what to even post about.
Yeah.
And I think go out there, do the big thing, do the scary thing, and then your confidence will build. Your confidence doesn't come before you do something.
Yeah.
It comes after. I've never been a confident person growing up, but now I am confident with my personal brand because I have tried and failed.
Yeah.
You have to try and fail. If you're prepared to fail, then you're prepared to build that confidence. If your issue is a confidence thing, you just have to create a pattern that is manageable for you.
Yeah.
And if that is you don't know what to post, create yourself a plan. Like, when I started to actually be intentional with my personal brand, I followed 3 posts a week. I didn't do any more because it wasn't manageable for me. So I did 3 posts, 1 to teach, so anything educational, 1 to connect with people, so anything about my experiences in my profession, and then I did 1 to relate, and that was about me or Norman. If you follow that 3 pillars, you've got variety in your content, you will build confidence because there's no pressure. You've got 1 thing to teach that is literally could be a tip of the week.
Yeah.
I just started posting random tips, so I was in the well-being industry. You come up to tips all the time. How many times, I don't know, I've broken my Google account and forgot my password. How I remembered that was a tip 1 week. It was so bad, but it helps. You build that variety in your content. And if you are nervous about starting, where to start, figure out why you're doing it. figure out who you need to target to get to your why.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out when. So when are people active in your industry? I focus on marketers. Realistically, they're probably going to be on their phone at 6 p.m. at night scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah.
Or business owners, they're probably not going to be scrolling at 2 p.m. on a Monday morning because they've got work to do.
Yeah.
So figure out when they're online and then figure out how. So how you're going to relate to that audience. There's so many ways that you can relate to people.
Yeah.
And if that is the tone of voice that you need to create to get to your why.
Yeah.
Everything realistically when you're building a brand, whether that's business or personal, needs to focus on your outcome.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing with a strategy. Strategy is just a pre-thought about your post outcome.
Yeah.